And this one is a standalone game, but it can be mixed with the other Ascension decks if you want to include it with any of the content that you already own. And the way this game works is that you're going to be starting with a basic deck, then each turn you're going to be drawing 5 cards into your hand. You can play as many of those cards that you can, and they're going to be granting you money that you can use to buy new cards in order to add those cards into your deck, or instead they can grant you power, which you can use to defeat monsters to earn victory points. There's also cards that can have all sorts of different special abilities, doing things like allowing you to draw additional cards into your hand. This version of the game is going to have a main board in the center of the table that's going to have 4 different tracks on it that I'll come back to in a second here. But there's also going to be a bunch of cards out on display. There's going to be 3 cards that are always on display and always available to buy or defeat. Then there's going to be 6 cards below those that are going to be swapped out and changed anytime that a player buys or defeats one of those cards. But it's these 4 tracks on the left-hand side known as the legendary tracks, which add all the excitement into this version of the game, because each of those is going to be associated with a different faction, and there's going to be a different legendary character that players can earn favor with at the top of each of those tracks. Every time you gain a card of a particular faction, you're going to be moving up that faction's track, and it's going to be earning you with special bonuses and actions every time you move up 3 spaces. There's a total of 12 spaces in each track, and if you ever reach the end of any of them, it's going to be granting you with a really powerful bonus action, which is going to allow you to either gain or defeat any card of your choice out on display that matches that faction. The other reason that you might want to move up these tracks is that they can also affect the power of various cards, with some of the cards giving you different actions or bonuses depending on where you are on the track of a certain faction. The player with the most victory points at the end of the game wins the game, and I believe the game ends once the pool of victory points runs out. There's going to be a different amount depending on player count, but if this one does sound interesting to you, you can check it out. I will have it linked down below.